It's not always easy to spread one's wings within a family business. My guest decided to do exactly that when he joined his family business at 22. Since then, he's decided to take the Nijavan group of companies to newer heights. Let's catch up with Ankush Nijavan on Young Turks today.
Taking over a family business is the easy part. Convincing your family and your employees that you're more than your father's son, the tough part. That was Ankush Nijavan's first battle. At the age of 22, Ankush gave up on his plans to do an MBA, and after a short stint at ESPN, he realized the family business was his true calling. So in 2000, he began his journey with the Nijavan group of companies. The first few months were spent in trying to create his own identity and convince his senior colleagues that he was not just a young upstart trying to revolutionize the travel business.
It was a challenge initially because I had people who were working with me who were, I would say, double my age when I started. It was tough to explain them the aggression I had to gain the market share and get on my feet as quickly as because the intention was that I create my own identity to be known as Ankush rather than my father's son or my grandfather's grandson.
Were you a young spoiled brat?
According to my father, yes, but I don't think it was. But it was something which I had to convince him and regain the confidence in his eyes that I would do fine.
And it took you about 1 year to finally convince him, and you went through the whole rigmarole of standing in line for visas and ticketing and all of that, is it?
5:30 morning outside the American embassy. It's not easy in the winter, especially. So it was fun. And I think that's something which really taught me to start from, from the ground zero and understand the mentality of my team and how they work. So that's where the challenge, the adoption of people getting to use the technology, getting my agents to know, guys, this is not the traditional company which you were dealing with. And that was my biggest, I think, 2 years, which I really worked hard to.
What was that the first couple of years like for you? Because, the first year was, of course, spent doing all the sort of menial tasks and jobs. But after that, how long did it actually take you to convince your other colleagues, to convince people who had been in the company for many, many decades on taking the technology route, on taking the B2B route? How did that happen?
It was a challenge initially. I started meeting agents myself. I started trying to explain my staff the adoption of technology because that's the way to move forward. And I personally believe if you need to penetrate the whole market, you just cannot do it by one office. You've got to create a platform or a web-based oriented selling tool where the agents can come over and buy through our site. And that's what I have tried to create over the last 7 years. And B2B is something which I personally feel will grow in this country. The reason being is because there is still this agent relationship-oriented market, and there are a lot of people who still go to a travel agent to buy their travel needs or in their hotels and packages.
But again, the B2B space, because you're dealing with that, you're not dealing directly with the customer, which is an interesting model in comparison to all the other sort of internet sites and so on and so forth that we actually have. So, what kind of a scope do you actually see for expansion there, given the fact that you've got a plethora now of B2C operators in the market?
The growth is because, Shireen, there are a lot of agents still in Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities who are totally unexposed. These people do not have the access to the right pricing, the deals, and the inventory of the airlines. And they are like people who have no idea who to buy the tickets and to service their customer better. So that's where I think the potential is. And because of my web and the portal which I have launched, gives me a boundaryless target market, which obviously I can tap people in the American markets. And there are a lot of immigrants movement which happened in North America and UK and Australia especially. That's where I think the growth is.
Ankush joined the company when it was only the global service agent for British Airways in India, but soon he launched India's first B2B ticketing travel portal. Travel Boutique changed the ticketing market, especially for the small-scale travel agents. Betting on the power of a services bouquet, Ankush is building his portfolio of hotel collaborations and has recently tied up with the Dollar Thrifty Automotive Group to enter into the car rental business.
Industry experts say that the market has grown, especially domestic, I would say, is more than 20%. So if you ask my sales, they're definitely growing, and especially expanding outside the metros has definitely influxed the sale, and there is definitely a growth in my sales figure. Airlines are losing money, or you can say obviously they are fighting hard to get their market share. But if you ask me, my business is not getting affected with them more the aircrafts getting added is helping my growth in the company.
But with things moving on to the internet, you know, the traditional travel agent has been replaced by the internet in that sense, by travel portals. So what kind of challenges is that throwing up really for your business?
Because a lot of consumers now go to the B2C travel portals. The reason being is they find it more convenient. And that is where I am trying to help my agents to retain those passengers or the customers going to these B2C sites by offering them the price and eventually try to help them eventually white labeling their own travel portals to serve their customer better.
And what kind of margins does your business enjoy?
2%,
Yeah?
I would say, yeah.
Okay. So
But sheer volume game, basically.
it is a
Yeah,
volume
yeah.
game. And you've also been on a fairly sort of aggressive expansion plan. You've now, spread across 49 cities. You've got about 300 employees at last count, if I'm right?
Yes, absolutely. And this 49 cities are increasing by the day because I've started penetrating really into the deeps of states which probably cities a lot of people are not even heard on their day-to-day working. So I think 100 cities will definitely come along in the next 12 months.
How hard has that been? Because, you know, setting up in Chennai, in Hyderabad, in Delhi, Bangalore, Bombay, one understands that. But if you're planning to go into cities like Jabalpur and Jaunpur and things, I don't know if you are or not, but how easy or difficult has that been?
I was welcomed by a lot of people when I initially walked in because it was something new for them, but they were very delighted, and I will be surprised for me to get these people adopting to the technology was easier actually than even Delhi, Mumbai or Chennai, as you said, because people do have options in these three cities, but cities like Jabalpur or Ganganagar or Yamunanagar, people do not. So I think there's something which they really, really were happy that I brought something to serve them better, and in turn they can serve their customer better. So it was not as tough as I thought it would be, and I got an overwhelming response from these people.
Well, apart from the sort of B2B airline travel business, you're also tying up with various hotels, not just in India, but also internationally. How large is that sort of size of the business that you're looking
It's
at?
a large portfolio currently because all these hotels wanted to come to India, and everybody realizes the potential of the outbound travel happening from here to the various countries I'm representing. India is a big country, so for them just to open in Delhi, Mumbai doesn't help. So that's why they look for a strategic partner like me, who I could have given them 19 offices in India, you know, talking about their products and their hotels and getting the market to know that these are the hotels which are existing, especially countries like Turkey, like never knew my hotel chains. But today that's what I've been doing to create that image for these hotels. Yeah, so it's definitely a large portfolio.
So are you also looking at diversifying further? Because, you know, I mean, there is enough room for growth within this sector and the segment that you're working in, but are you also looking at diversifying and offering other services maybe?
Diversifying, yes, in the travel and tourism industry, because I feel that's my core competency and that's what we believe in.
But
and
what
it's
would be
something we
the sort of
understand.
services that you would look at offering?
Expanding my hotel portfolio and Thrifty Car Rental, which is one of the Fortune 1000 companies, is now, we are the exclusive licensee in India for them.
As MD, Ankush has positioned the company as a national player in the B2B travel and tourism space. He's taken the company from 26 to 49 offices in 19 cities across India and is expanding to 100 within the next year. Focusing on Tier 1 and Tier 2 cities, the company has grown to almost 300 employees and plans on going international. Taking the company forward doesn't leave Ankush with much free time, but the time he does get, he spends with his family.
So what does the equation work like? Because your father is still operationally involved with the business, or is he completely hands-off now?
He's more of a strategic advisor for me. He's basically a father figure, but he's not into the day-to-day operations of the company anymore, and he truly plays the role of a chairman.
So what would your advice be to a lot of young people who are worried about taking their family legacy forward, who are worried about how they actually fit into a family business? What is your advice to them on how to do that?
You've got to be very open with your family. The communications with your father or whoever it's in your family has to be very, very open-minded. To trust your parents, because I think that's something which they will guide you the best. But I was lucky, Sheen, because I had a father who gave me a lot of delegation, a lot of opportunities to take my own decisions. So I think that definitely made me groom faster than a lot of people, I believe. So I think it's both ways. The parents have to also help you achieving that, and one has to obviously take his own initiatives to actually succeed and become his own identity abroad or within India.
So give us a sense of where you and where the company is going to be 5 years down the line. What's the sort of expansion strategy that you are looking at?
The intention is to be definitely in the top 2 B2B players in the country, and I believe that there would be 3 or 5 players by the next 5 years. and I definitely want our company to be shown or evaluated, or you can say recognized as the top 2 players in 2010-11.
Well, Ankush, we wish you the very best of luck, and we hope you go from strength to strength. Thanks very much for joining us on Young Turks
Thank you,
today.
Shreen. Thank you for inviting me. It was a pleasure.
Well, we'll take a quick commercial break, but when we return, another young achiever, so stay right there. You're watching CNBC TV 18.